Hello everyone, this is John, the Watch Concierge, and today we're going to be reviewing a very controversial watch brand, or I guess you can consider it a marketing brand that sells watches essentially, because they are very well known for their marketing and not so much their customer service. They are an interesting group, I'd say so, and you know, they have a lot of bad reviews, but also some good reviews, and just in general, they seem like they have unique designs, or you know, at least some of their watches have some, you know, they're kind of their own touch to it, so they're not completely, you know, going off of a homage or going off of a watch brand that's already doing something that's the same, you know, so they kind of have their own touch to it. But in terms of if they're doing it well or not, well, that depends. And I just got these watches from them. I got two, but I'm only reviewing this one today, and it is the Filippo Loreti Ascari Grand Prix GP 1952 limited edition, apparently. I think there's only actually 1952 made, so 1952 made of these, of the specific model. And I'll go into the details about the watch and why it's called the Ascari Grand Prix 1952, and also a bit about the brand. So this brand here, Filippo Loreti, sounds very Italian, but it's actually a Lithuanian brand that makes their watches in Asia, I believe, so either Hong Kong or somewhere in China. But here on their website it says Filippo Loreti was founded with a rebellious spirit and an ambitious goal to offer designer accessories at a revolutionary price. So they're very much a fashion watch brand. They claim to be, you know, cutting out the middleman, like much of these other up-and-coming Kickstarter fashion watch brands that, you know, that they say that they're disturbing or disrupting the watch industry. And so our way, we want to make luxury accessible and part of your daily life. So they go into the class of affordable luxury, essentially. And that's what usually fashion watches are, right? While major brands in our industry mark up their products 8 to 16 times of the actual cost, we do things differently by bypassing traditional channels. This right here, by bypassing traditional channels, is something you see a lot with all these other brands. I think they just copy and paste and then just put it in their own website, and because it's literally the same. If you go to like Mvmt or, you know, any other watches like that, they have, I feel like they have the same thing. They say the same thing. So they bypassing traditional channels, building direct relationships with the best manufacturers, and designing our products in-house. We're able to provide high quality, beautiful luxury goods at down-to-earth prices. And our community, everything started in November 2015, so this is when they started with a crowdfunding campaign. Over the next 2 years, more than 30,000 people backed our ambitious vision by contributing over $10 million to make it a reality. Since day one, we foster a two-way communication with our community of awesome customers, and don't just welcome their feedback, we actively seek their collaboration in improving our products and company. The funny thing though is that I've gotten in touch with their customer service, and it's pretty bad, just because it seems very automated, and it doesn't feel intimate. It doesn't feel like you're speaking to a real person. It just feels like you're talking to some robot that's there, and they say the same thing to everyone that's got an issue about, you know, certain things that might be, you know, the topic of, you know, the typical issue that might come up. And so they have already, like, it feels like they have already like a automated response for that kind of issue or question. And so it doesn't feel like you're really getting that communication with the company. So it's, you know, a shame that they even put this on here when they don't really go by their words. Every piece in the Filippo Loreti collection draws inspiration from many icons of Roman Empire and pays homage to the art, history, and culture of Italy. So a lot of people, here's one thing that I will defend them on, is that a lot of people claim to, you know, they claim that they're lying, and that they're saying that they're claiming that they're an Italian company, but that's not what they're claiming at all. They just said that they're inspired and they pay homage to the art and history and culture of Italy. So for the people that, you know, are very pissed off from this brand because they didn't get their watch in, you know, in the amount of time that you at least expect or hope for, you know, or even if you have just a problem with the design, whatever you got an issue with, you shouldn't be claiming that this company is lying, saying that they're Italian when they're Lithuanian, because they just named some, you know, they came up with a name that sounds Italian, and that's part of the marketing. But they clearly say on their website here that they are, you know, just inspired by Italy. And every watch is crafted by hand, and it's strictly limited edition. You will be sure to own a watch that is rare and unique, something you can truly own with pride. So I think that's in terms of like this particular watch, where this model here, I think they only have 1,952. Now, does that mean that they sold everything very quickly? Maybe not. So they probably still have a lot, because actually I'll go into the number. I think I have like number 200 and something out of 1952. So we'll see. And then let's just go into the details of the watch here. And so it's a very beautiful watch, as you can see. I love this kind of look, and I got this for the special deal. I got this and another one, which was the Venice moon phase quartz watch that they have, and it was a special deal that they have on their website. It's $99 for two $99 watches, when they're typically, this goes for $189 typically, even though it says crossed off here $359, but now they have a special price of $189. But I still ended up getting this for $99, and then the other one as well. But then I did apply a discount code, and then I ended up paying in total for the two watches $188, which was a good deal, I thought, for, you know, two watches. And they seem like decent quality, and the design is very cool. Yeah, it just seemed like it was worth it to me, until I dug deeper into the made to order and saw that, oh shit, what did I get into, you know, because it seemed like it was going to take a lot longer. And from what I started reading more and more about this company and how they operate, you could tell that, man, I hope I don't get, you know, scammed. But it finally came through. You know, it took a few months, but especially with this COVID, I understand there might be some delays, but even then, you know, 2 to 3 months, that's a long time. And their excuse when I tried emailing them, trying to figure out what the deal was, because even after I ordered, I didn't receive the confirmation until I emailed them, and then they gave me the confirmation and whatever. And they claim that they're gonna keep up with, you know, they keep you up to date with the process of the watch and when it's gonna be made, and all the different parts, you know, all the different process of the watch and where it's at. But they never do that. They never send you any email really with any updates, except for when it actually was shipped. But, you know, I really try to get on them, but their customer service is just non-responsive sometimes. Or for most of the times, I guess, they only reply to a few things. And, you know, yeah, they're not very good with customer service. So that's definitely an aspect that they definitely need to improve on. And let's take a look here at this watch, and it's a black and a rose gold here. You can also tell it's got a very cool dial. It's like a sandpaper kind of grainy black dial. Very nice indices. You can tell, you know, it looks very, you know, and it feels good. Feels, you know, like a good weight for the watch, considering it, you know, has the very light rubber bands and everything. But it's a beautiful watch. I love the design, and it is a chronograph. This uses the Seiko VK64 movement, which I haven't looked inside the watch, so I don't really know. It could be another movement, but that's what they claim on their website. and I'll go into details about the movement later, but I just want to go over the other basic stuff. So they claim to also have a sapphire coated mineral glass, so I don't know if they, you know, I guess a lot of brands try to use that sapphire coated to make it seem like it's kind of sapphire, but I don't exactly know what that means. So I tried looking it up, but it's still not very detailed into what sapphire coating is. I don't know if it really makes a difference at all, or, you know, or if it's just for cost, or, you know, because I heard and I saw, you know, I've seen that it seems like sapphire crystal is very easy to get, and it's not that costly. So, and especially because it's synthetic sapphire crystal, that I guess most watches that do have sapphire crystal usually have the synthetic, so it's not the actual, you know, crystal that you get. It's man-made. But yeah, and it's got rubber straps here. It has Filippo Loreti on the back. It also has genuine rubber right here. And let's see, as you go, yeah, so not even 200, so 178 out of 1,952. And it has Filippo Loreti right here. Let me get that a little closer to the camera so you can see better. Ascari. So Ascari was an Italian race driver. It was pretty popular, and I guess it got their attention, and that's what they were inspired by. But I'll go into the details of the history and of the, I guess, the inspiration for this watch. So yeah, it's a chronograph, water resistant up to 100 meters, which is actually surprising from a fashion brand. So I guess we'll have to see or test it out and, you know, see if it actually is. But I'm still hesitant to actually take this in the water anyways, but we'll see. Maybe I'll end up going in the pool with it one day or something. But, and it does have these pushes here, but it feels very hard. And as you can tell, this chronograph here is a minute chronograph, so it has 60 minutes, and then it's, you know, it's hard to really tell if it actually works. And that's what I thought initially. I was like, man, this chronograph is not working, you know, this is not something that's you know, paid for, and that now the thing took forever to get here, and now it's broken. But it actually works. You just have to wait a bit, and then you'll be able to tell that the chronograph does work. But it is a 60-minute chronograph, so, and it's very small sub-dial, so you can tell it'll take some time until it gets to the 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then you have the 40 minutes indicator right there too. So it takes a while. And in terms of the seconds chronograph, I haven't been able to figure that out, because I know with this VK64, I know other watches that have the same movement, and usually they have the sweeping seconds hand that goes around like an automatic, you know, like a mechanical watch, which is exactly what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a hybrid, mechanical quartz watch. So it's a quartz function in terms of the time, telling the time, but when you have the chronograph, it'll, you know, go around mechanically. And so I haven't been able to figure that out, and if you know how to do it on this watch, please tell me. I've tried to look up on YouTube, but I could only find other watches, and it seems very simple to do on their watch from that brand that they got that has this movement. But for this specific brand, I couldn't discover how to get that sweeping seconds hand working. And it does have the 24-hour sub dial right here, and yeah, I mean, they're real, you know, hands, so they move. It's not like they're just, you know, the pushers don't work or anything. They should work, and, you know, they did work for me. It just takes a while because it is a 60-minute chronograph sub dial. So, but yeah, and let's see here what else. The bezel does move, the tachymeter. And yeah, I mean, it sounds nice, so it feels like it's, you know, feels like it's good. And you have the, right here on the crown, you also have, guess what, it looks like racing, you know, that little racing square, the black and white. I don't know the name of it, but it looks like it's engraved on here or stamped or however you call it, but it looks nice. And so it is a 42 millimeter case diameter, although it feels more like a 40. I don't know why, but it just feels like it's smaller than 42. And case thickness of 12.9 millimeters. So it's got, you know, it's not too small, not too big, just the right size. I think it fits on me perfectly. It looks great on my wrist. And yeah, I just like the rubber band, and this tang buckle here is also stainless steel. The case is stainless steel, and you can tell it's, you know, it's got some weight to it. And yeah, I mean, it just feels like good quality. It's very nicely polished and everything. So yeah, I just like the feel of it. And in the back with the little racing car is really cool. And you know, you can tell that the details here is very nice. It's like a 3D kind of, it kind of pops out, so you can tell it's good quality. But the only thing that really is kind of making me frustrated is the chronograph feature with the sweeping seconds hands. I thought that would be something that would be on there, but anyways, let's take a look here at what they claim the inspiration for this watch was. So they have a lot of different Ascari models, but this one is the limited edition 1952 Grand Prix edition. And the Ascari Grand Prix chronograph collection is an homage to the legendary racer Alberto Ascari, who was a Ferrari's sole Italian champion at the GP World Championship. Enzo Ferrari described Alberto Ascari as being virtually impossible to overtake when leading. And they have some pictures here on their website of Alberto Ascari. And setting the bar here at the end of the 1953 season, Ascari, who became the first multiple world champion, was the driver with the most wins in the history of the sport. And they also have the other different models for this Grand Prix. They have the 1951, they have the 1952, which is this one, which I like the most, and then they have a 1953 as well. And then I think they might have a 1954, but I don't know. But they all look pretty much the same, except for their dial is not like this sandpaper grainy kind of dial, which I actually like better, just because it's different and you don't get many watches like that out there in the watch world, I guess. Ascari's last race, the revolutionary Lancia's D50 vehicle, caught Ascari's attention on the lap 80. Ascari miscalculated on the chicane coming out of the tunnel, and his Lancia crashed through the barriers into the harbor. Ascari had to swim to safety. This was the last Grand Prix appearance for Alberto Ascari, and I think that might have been in 1954. But I think it's cool that they get the inspiration from this, you know, race car driver, and you know, you can tell it's, you know, it's inspired by a good piece of history, and it's real and it feels real, even though this watch brand doesn't have anything to do with Italy and with Italian watchmaking or art or history or culture, but they are inspired by that, and that's kind of cool, even though that just, you know, they've just been around since 2015. But you know, it's a good story, I guess, for the watch, and you know, it's better than just saying that you're some watch brand that has affordable luxury watches, and you're cutting out the middleman and everything. Even though they do say that, they have a little bit more story to their watches as well, so that's kind of nice to know. And they have some reviews on their website. They're all 5-star reviews. It's kind of hard to find the bad reviews, so it makes it seem like they're deleting the bad reviews perhaps, or maybe these are fake reviews, so it's hard to tell. But You know, because I guess if you look at the studies, if you're, you know, it's very unlikely that someone that likes the watch is going to actually post a review. It's more likely that someone that dislikes the watch, you know, dislikes a product, is going to write a review rather than someone that actually enjoyed it. So with anything, any product out there, I think that's what the studies and the statistics are in terms of reviews. You get usually more of the negative reviews, and the good reviews are really, really good, you know, from loyal customers that have been going to that place or buying that product for a long time, and they, you know, or if you know, on occasion you might get someone that just gets one watch or one time they buy that product and then loved it and they feel like they want to write a review, but that's very, I guess, rare. And yeah, I think I covered everything about this watch, and you know, I talked about the company. Let's go over the box here. It does come with this little thing here, which is very good for making sure your watch is clean. And it comes with the instructions here, which doesn't go over how to really get the sweeping seconds hand. So I don't know if it really, let's see. Press the pusher at 2 o'clock to start the chronograph. And then, well, it doesn't seem like it's working. I don't know. I did press it earlier, but it seems like it didn't go. Did I reset it? Let's see. Let's reset. And then there. Oh. Now it, okay. That's strange. So it seems like it's moving a lot faster now. Or I don't know how I got to there so quick when before it was yeah, so this is, you know, I'm still trying to figure out this watch and this chronograph feature because I haven't had a Seiko VK64 yet or any kind of hybrid watch. So this is still new to me, but you know, it seemed very simple based off of the other videos that I've seen of watches that use the same movement. So I don't know what the hell's going on here, but hopefully I'll find out soon enough and I can maybe do an update on this watch. But if you have any questions and you want to have any comments, or you know, if you have any feedback, or even if you're able to help me with this chronograph feature, please let me know. It does seem like a lot of people have had trouble with the chronograph. Some say they, you know, it doesn't work. But then I figured out, I guess that's a minute chronograph, so it takes forever, and it's 60 minutes. So that's why people probably think it doesn't work. And I'm assuming they don't know watches that well. You know, the customers probably don't know about the watches and movements that well, so maybe it's just regular customers that just like the look of the watch and you know, wouldn't be able to figure this out so easily. So, and what the difference between a seconds and a minute chronograph subdial would be. So, but I mean, it seems strange that, you know, there's no second sweeping hands. Another thing I figured out also is that there's only, it says here that there's 1 and 2, but you can only pull it out just once, and that's to change the hour and the minute hands. But I tried pushing it back to the first position and it doesn't seem, it just seems like that's there's only one click on the number 2 position. Essentially, there's no 1 position. I have no idea. See, there's only 1 click, and that goes straight to number 2 position. And let's see here. Press the pusher at 2 o'clock again to stop the chronograph. The chronograph hands will stop, indicating the elapsed time. Press the pusher at 4 o'clock to reset the chronograph. All the chronograph hands will reset to 0 position, pointing towards the 12 o'clock mark. Yeah. Restarts and stop of the chronograph can be repeated as many times as necessary by pressing the pusher at 2 o'clock. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any instructions about the sweeping second hand. So that's unfortunate, but we'll see if I can figure that out. Anyways, thank you for watching the video and liking, and hopefully you'll like this video and subscribe, and make sure to share with others, and let me know what you think of Filippo Loreti, or you know, what you've seen from them so far, and if you have any watches from them. I know they do heavy marketing, so you've probably seen this brand somewhere online on social media or YouTube, whatever. So yeah, just let me know what you think of it, and I'll get back to you. And if you want more information, just you know, just DM me or private message me, and I'll get back to you and let you know about the watch or the brand and more information I can gather from this brand. And I'll do a review of the second watch I got from them on another video. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Make sure to go into the watchconcierge.net. That's my website. I'll have the link in the description if you're looking for affordable watches that, you know, have a great design also, and a lot of homage watches that I have, and inspired by a lot of different high-end brands. So I'm also into the affordable luxury. I know, you know, some of these brands don't make the best watches, but I enjoy the design. You know, it's nice to know that some of them use Seiko movements, and some of them use sapphire crystals. Not the case with this one, but the other watch that I have from them is supposed to be sapphire crystal. So, you know, it's nice to know that some do have kind of a nice quality to them, and they are attainable to people who can't afford high-end watches. But yeah, anyways, thank you very much, and I hope you stay tuned for more and check out all the other videos that I have on my channel. Take care, guys.